Hello and what is going on everybody, it's Duo Scape here with another video of me making 1 billion in Runescape, where you can follow me on my journey of making GP at the high end of the game. If you're looking for guides, tutorials, series, you name it, we've got it, this is your place. Feel free to drop a subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content, and if you enjoy the videos, drop a like, and as always, your feedback is always greatly appreciated, so drop any feedback down in the comment section below. So I really feel like doing a ton of Slayer today. Like, I'm going to be honest, ModPie's updates have really made me enjoy the game again. Like, a lot more than I was previously. We're doing a Soul Devourer task. For those of you that don't know how to do these, they're really simple. Basically, just use your best melee bar, have Devotion on there, and AFK pretty much. It's a fully AFK task. Don't forget your Vital Spark enhancers. You're not going to want to forget them because they basically add a ton of extra profit an hour. The way that it works, the base drop rate of Vital Sparks from these guys is 1. If you're on a Slayer task, every time you receive one of them, it goes to 2. And if you have this enhancer, you're actually going to get 3. So you're going to make a ton of profit doing that. And another big thing to note when doing these, I've actually stopped using the automatic looting chest since the area loot's so responsive now. I basically just manually pick up every single drop, just pressing space every 2 minutes. Well, we actually got 4 keys this task. Alongside that, 18 Vital Sparks as well. That's absolutely insane. Like, I know a ton of Iron Men out there are trying to get their Limitless Sigils. And obviously the best way to do that is by Summoner Slayer tasks, where you basically just skip so that you get Corrupted Workers and Soul Devourers. It's definitely a task worth doing. And let's take a look at the loot. The base drops ain't going to add up to too much, but you're really going to be making most of your money from the keys and the Vital Sparks. The Summoning Focuses actually add a decent chunk here too, but we're getting 7.5 mil from that task. Got really lucky though, so I'm not going to expect that every time. Okay, so we've grabbed the Nightmare Creatures task, and honestly, since I found out you can barrage these, this is one of my favourite tasks in-game. Like, for those of you unaware of the method, basically all you do is teleport to the World Gate, you want to jump in and put your cannon down, stand in the spot that I do, and barrage. Your barrage will heal most of your health back. You want to have protect range because they hit a ton with their range attacks. And it's pretty cool. I found some guy here doing these, and he was actually maging them instead of meleeing them. So I thought I'd drop him a few little pointers, tell him that if he's going to do these in the future, jump in the corner and do it this way because it is a lot quicker and you're going to make a ton of money. If you want to check out the full guide, the link will be in the description as always. So feel free to do that. These do actually hit quite a lot because they use melee and range attacks. So you're going to be taking a lot of melee damage. Thankfully, because you're maging, your defensive stats against these are very high. If you are struggling to stay alive, I'd heavily recommend doing something similar to what you do at Ripper Demons and bringing a Unicorn Scroll. You're going to be doing a lot less damage, but you're going to be able to heal very easily. So I'd definitely recommend doing that if you're having a tough time. I'm not too sure if you need the aggression potions here because you are obviously using a cannon, but I'm going to use them anyways, just in case. Another big thing too, if you have a Zamorak book, it does huge AoE damage, so you're going to want to make sure you have that. Okay, so I'm just about to finish up the task. We did actually get really lucky with the Dragon Battle Axes. You're meant to see quite a few more of these, but that's not the end of the world. You still make a decent amount of money from just the Soul Runes and the Elder Energy and whatnot. We're still due a pair of Nightmare Gauntlets, so hopefully in the next few tasks of them we can cash in, because that is your big ticket item that you're going to expect when killing these. Let's have a look at the loot. So just from commons, without including any of our salvage drops, we actually made about 3 million. Which isn't too bad considering it's AFK. Like I said, your big ticket item is going to be the Nightmare Gauntlets. So when you get them, you're going to get a massive return. I swear to God, I weren't recording and I literally thought I might as well record because I get really lucky at Edemus. And I kid you not, the next kill I got a Blood Shard. So like I think we're actually 2 for 2 at the moment for Edemu task and Blood Shards in this series. And that's going to add a chunk of change to the loot tab. These are up there as well with one of my favourite tasks. Like, I think Moss Golems, Rippers, Edemus, Nightmare Creatures, they're probably my 4 favourite tasks. Corrupted Workers and Soul Devourers are also pretty fun. I would like to learn some methods. Like, I've seen the Camel Warriors. You can actually do them in your player-owned dungeon and kill tons of them at a time. I don't like killing them in the desert one by one. I find it extremely monotonous and boring. So I do want to try that out with Camel Warriors, and maybe that will stop being a block task. For those of you unaware of the Edemu method, You basically just put your cannon in the southeast of the room and you go to the portal and you just click in and out constantly. Don't forget these are undead, so you're going to want your salve amulet, and you're also going to want to bring Undead Slayer on your armor if you have it. It's definitely worth bringing. As always, you're going to make a ton of money from these. They drop a load of herbs, crystal like seeds and weaponry. And if you've got the Death Note relic, you can note all of the yashis that they drop, and that's going to add up a nice chunk of change. Yeah, dinosaurs or living wyverns. I should pick living wyverns because they're better money, but I want to try optimize how to kill dinosaurs, so I'm going to keep on ploughing at them, seeing if they're actually worth doing. And I think I still need some of the Anachronia pieces, like the totem pieces. And I also don't like doing cabbage face punch, so I don't want to have to go do that to get my VIP tickets back up when I run out. So from the Edemu task, we made, like, just in a regular loot, like, over 4 mil, but with the shard, 22 mil, like, absolutely insane, definitely worth doing. So Campy needed a +1 for a Rots team, and obviously he called the hard carry. He wanted to jump in the backpack, so I popped along, tagged along with the team. If you guys haven't checked him out already, I'd heavily recommend doing so. Tons of entertaining content. He's got loads of series ideas and he is pretty entertaining. I'll leave his link down in the description below. Like, considering it was his first hour, he didn't actually do too bad. I think we got him I want to say a 20-second kill, 23-second kill, which is pretty nice. For those of you unaware with how this boss works, basically you want to split up on each side and have 2 teams of 2. Each team of 2 is going to have to kill 3 brothers each, and each of them all have their own unique special attacks. This is my favourite boss in game, so I do want to actually bring out a guide, and when I do, I want to make sure that it's perfect, so you're going to have to wait for that one. And there's death number 1 for Campy. Like, these Karil bombs, a lot of people don't know this, but they actually hit you from the other side and they have a massive radius. So when he's dropping them bombs, do not stand near the center, you will die. Wow, a bunch of 20-second, like, for his first hour, getting 20-second kills without even having the Adren stalling relic or knowing a rotation, that's actually really good. And that's a rip. Yeah, I didn't follow my own advice. I got killed by a bomb from the other side. GG. Don't get complacent, boys. So, for a lot of you that do Roch, you'll know it's kind of a tradition, but the last kill of the hour, you meme. All of the mids are getting taken, and another little thing, if you want to be extra annoying, you can spam click on the ledge just to delay everyone. Like, literally just sit there clicking back and forth, and anyone that tries to get across will get stalled. The goal here is to actually kill your teammates, but unfortunately in my case here, I couldn't really be bothered to eat. I was more focused on killing people, so I died. You do get stacked out on the damage as you're crossing because it stalls it. So, GG's, you can't win them all. Okay, so I got a Creatures of the Lost Grove task, and this is another one of them great tasks for making money with Slayer. These Cinderbane gloves are like, what are they, 90 to 100 mil at the moment, because they're best in slot pretty much anywhere that you can use them. And for those of you that are unaware with the method, all you have to do, put your cannon down, protect melee, have a revolution bar like I do on screen. You're going to want Meteor Strike and Devotion. And basically, you just stand in the corner and use a Vamp Scream and Vamp Aura. Pretty much just let Revolution do the work. I do bring a yak full of food because you do occasionally just take a lot of damage and have to eat. One of the big mistakes I found with this place, if you're going to AFK, you do need to eat. Don't expect that you're going to be AFK in these like Abbey Demons. Like, you're going to have to pay a little bit of attention, so definitely don't take that for granted here. If not, you will die. Like, I've learned that very miserably in the past. I'm pretty sure these are about 45 mil an hour. Like, the common loot is not good. Like, it's not a consistent moneymaker in that sense. But when you do get the big ticket item, it is going to average out over time and you are going to make bank. We've been pretty lucky with Ancient Elven Ritual Shards. I think I've had 2 of them. But the gloves, yet to see a pair. So hopefully we can get a set this task. If not, oh well, is what it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I know a lot of people are new to the game and don't have the Slayer level for doing things like this, but honestly, as soon as you get your Slayer to like level 80, 85, that's when you can start making some really nice profit to help progress your account. So don't sleep on Slayer. Another big thing that I'd like to say, I really wish they would make some changes to cooperative Slayer. Like, at the current moment, if you do co-op Slayer, you're just heavily punished. Punished for not being able to, like, there's not enough enemies for both of you. And a lot of the arenas, you're too far apart for them to count towards each other. So I really wish that they would remake group slayer, like add some meaningful rewards to the loot table that would make it so, like the Anachronia Slayer helm stand, why didn't we have that from group slayer, for argument's sake? It would be so nice if you could actually have a task. Imagine doing Ripper Demons, for example. You could have one person who would kind of be like the medic, and the other person would be the person killing all of them. And it would take a lot of stress off doing the task and overall make it a lot more fun. No way, we've done it again. We've got another Blood Necklace shard. Like, I know the requirements for killing these are really steep, 115 engineering. But honestly, when you get it, please go try out some Slayer and kill these. Like, they're absolutely incredible money. And I don't even know why they're so much. It's just inflation overall. Has to be. They also have a 1 in 30,000 drop chance of a really cool pet. Ripper Demons have this as well. And Seekers, I believe. There might be even more. If there are, let me know down below. But basically, a 1 in 30,000 drop chance of getting a pet, and it looks really cool. And you can flex it on the people that go really dry. So hopefully over time, by killing these and doing your Slayer, you'll get one. I haven't got one yet, but fingers crossed, we might get it one day. Actually got a Corrupted Creatures task, 250. Slayer Introspection, what a gem. I know I preach about it all the time. But getting to pick the max number of a task, especially when like a lot of tasks are time gated by the amount you can kill. You can't kill enemies all the time, so, and you can only kill them on task, obviously, so the more that you can kill, the better. If you enjoy it anyways. Not everyone likes doing Slayer, and I understand that. But nothing too special to these, very similar to the Soul Devourers. You just stand on the spot, protect melee, put a Vampora or Scrim on, and just let your AoE do all the damage. We actually got 9 Vital Sparks this hour and 2 keys. We didn't get anywhere near as lucky as last time, but it's probably about the average you can receive. I think the keys might actually be a 1 in 65 on task. I could be lying, but they're between 1 in 80 and 1 in 65. That drops a lot when you're off task as well, but they're still great money to AFK. Like, I'm pretty interested in seeing what you can get from them nowadays, because on release they were upwards of 12 mil an hour. Gemstone Dragons or Stalker Creatures, don't want to do either of them. Gemstone Dragons, if you need Slayer XP, are great. I think Micro has a good guide on how to get like 2 million Slayer XP an hour, so check that out if you need to level up. But let's see if we can test that. Creatures Lost Grove. I need to get this Cinderbane glove drop to actually get a return on my investment from killing these. So hopefully we can get lucky with this. So we have a Musper task, and I know the Inquisitors doesn't work on all 3 of these, but if any of you's watched me last video, I got rid of my Noxious Staff. I know, big rip. I don't really want to get one back just yet, so we're going to be using this. And I'll be honest, these aren't the best. I think they're around 5 mil AFK. I've done a bit of testing. Like, they ain't anything too special. Before I make a guide on seeing if these are actually worth it or not, I want to get all 5 souls and see how they are in your player-run dungeon. For those of you unaware, when you kill these, you get double damage when using Ancient Magics. So in a Sunshine, range is too strong. But yeah, you can literally one-hit these sometimes using like a Dragon Breath, wild magic and stuff. So it's actually pretty cool. I did try these on Ancient Magics not too long ago, and it is just better to use Evolution of Combat. It's still just as AFK, so you might as well. In terms of notable drops, there's nothing really special that you get from these. It's just consistent, like, high-value consumable items, such as Blood Runes, Death Runes, Elder Energy, all that stuff. I always like having an excess amount of Elder Energy, because when I do my Nihil tasks, it's nice to not have to buy any extra. So we've got another Dinosaur task. Once again, I don't really enjoy doing these. I really wish the other dinosaurs were worth killing. Like, they all have a ton more mechanics and they seem more interesting, but the actual loot is just not okay. They either need to be changed or buffed, in my opinion. Like, if they want to go down the route of buffing Slayer, like, it's not the end of the world. We have a ton of great tasks anyways. It does get a bit boring killing the feral dinosaurs, and I think that's kind of what Slayer needs. Like, they go in the right direction with giving us tons of variety. Give someone that's at the mid or high level a reason to do the other ones. Don't make us just kill the best one. Make it so all of them are good in their own way, and I honestly think that will be good for the game, especially for people that want to grind like 200 mil and whatnot, because I know there's a lot of you out there. And another thing about this task, the Tomb Shroom Spores, if you have a Cedar Side upgraded, actually you don't need it upgraded, just have the regular one, but you get a ton of farming XP from killing these. I think with double XP I was getting around 380k an hour, which is 190k without double XP, and I'm not going to lie, like, it's not as good as Turoff's, I don't think. I haven't seen what you can get there nowadays, but it can't be far off. Like 200k while doing a Slayer task, insane. So for those of you that watched my last episode, you saw that I had a nightmare at Ripper Demons. I didn't include all of the deaths that I died. I used at least 10 Onyxes, like no lie. Like I used a lot of Onyxes killing these. Trying to look like I didn't want to learn them and show a guide where you're just going to die if you follow it, because I feel like a lot of the stuff on YouTube, like everything's very informative, but they did really miss out on why you are going to die and what to watch out for. Like there's a very specific way that you're meant to do this, and I feel like people just assume that you should know that. So I thought I'd touch up on that. But these are incredible, like 60 mil an hour. I'm sure most of you have come from that video anyways, but if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It is a high-end method. It's going to require a lot of gear and overall a fair bit of patience. Hopefully my guide can make it so you don't have to go through as much pain as I did. But like as you can see in my invent, you get so many Ripper pouches. And to be fair, hopefully more people start doing these so they go down. Like it's a bit ridiculous how much PVM costs nowadays. That being said, it is traded off by the amount you earn, but until they fix death costs and make them... I don't know what they can do to make it balanced. Like, yes, we need gold sinks in the game, but there are better ways that they can do gold sinks other than death costs. And that being said, it is still going to be a gold sink. So hopefully they hurry up and ship out the reduction in death costs, because if you're a high-level player, you know more than me that if you die when PVMing, you're down 10, 20 mil, and it's going to cut into your profits heavily. The other big thing is as well, the duel arena. Like, I know a lot of people enjoy it, but why can't we go down the route that old school did, put attacks on it? That's the gold sink that we need. Everything's inflated extremely at the moment. We need a gold sink in the game like that. They done really well with adding bonds and the convert option for Iron Men and whatnot, but yeah, like I say, it's got to be done. And I've actually got to the point now where you can do the Ripper Demon tasks without dying at all. And the big thing is, I didn't want to... If I couldn't do that, I wouldn't have released a guide. Like, it truly is as optimal as I say it can be. If you get the method down, you will not die. You can do your full task with ease. It's very AFK. It's very much in a similar vein to my Nightmares guide. It's just really fun. I'm not going to lie. It's a nice change from killing them one by one. Don't get me wrong, killing them one by one is pretty fun by its own right, but it's got nothing compared to this. So in terms of loot, I think you're going to be paying like 20,000 per Ripper Demon pouch, and that's where your bulk of your profit's going to come from. As you can see, I'm already at 10 mil with me pouches and a few Zami wines. If you've got the Death Note relic, it's going to note all the ashes, clean up the loot, etc. Sure, you all know about this, but 11 mil in, I think that task took like 9 minutes. I'm not lying about the numbers that you make on these, so definitely start doing them. So decided to do a nice ROTS Discord hour. Don't get me wrong, I really love the community and teaching ROTS. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's FC where it's not so much on the teaching. I tell a lot. It is on the teaching. It has everything you need in the Discord, and people are more than willing to show you how to do the boss optimally. I think that's the important thing. It's not a FC where you can come along and just get carried. Like they expect you to pull your own weight eventually, right? So they want to teach you all the right things so you don't pick up on bad habits. But either way, there's nothing better than doing ROTS with your mates. So I went down the tunnels with the boys, and we're actually doing door. They recently patched 4-tick snipe, and a lot of people before said that you couldn't do the door on Kirill because you get specs. That's a lie. If you're tick perfect, he doesn't spec. And now the only difference is if he does lightning, you will lose it, but if you target cycle, you won't. And the thing is, because it's AGK, I know a lot of you don't know what I mean, but for those of you that do, you'll understand this. If it's AGK and you can't do any lure and you're forced to do the door method, then by standing in the door, people often think that it's inevitable that you're going to get specs. But the thing is, if he does lightning, he dies as he goes up top. If he does bombs, he dies as he hops. The only one that he doesn't is when he spins, and that's if he does an early spec. The rotation that I use is auto Rico, step in, snipe, 4-tick that, Debo, and then target cycle snap. And Kirill is dead on the Debo. And like I said, the only spec that he can get away with is the spin that he does. And it's not the end of the world now that everyone has ECBs and whatnot, because the other two brothers are going to be dead. Okay, so it took long enough, but I'm going to show you the loot that we've made in the first 3 episodes. Like I said, you make a lot of money on this game, so I would like to do it every episode. It's just I didn't do it on the last one because I rage quit Rippers, as you saw. So this is my loot tab. I'm not going to be tracking coins. Coins that you get from salvage and whatnot is most of your profit. Like, it's a ton of your profit from Slayer. If I include the coins, it's going to get all kinds of complicated. I'm not going to add it in there. Just know that all of the costs that I've been enduring while doing Slayer will be paid off by the Spring Cleaner. That'll be the cost of binding contracts, runes, you name it, the lot. I'm not a big fan of factoring costs such as overloads and item charges, because you're going to be using them anywhere in the game, so I will not be including stuff like that. This is just showing you guys the loot that I'm going to be making, and we're going to be getting to a build, so let's see where we're at. There is so many herbs that you can get nowadays. Like, I feel sorry for those on old school who do Iron Man, because the Herbler XP that you get an hour is horrible to say the least. In this loot tab, we do have things like a spider leg bottom and a load of relics from Elite Dungeons. We're not going to include them because, as you know, we haven't done any of that yet in the series. We did get one key, which was from the Capsarius. 10 Serenic Scales. Let's have a look at the first invent. Got to remember we ended at the scales so we don't forget. So the first invent is 134.1 mil. Insane. It's probably not going to all be that much, but we can see. I reckon we've made over 200 mil at least. Like, we've got very lucky when it comes to items like the blood amulets. So we'll see how that is. There are a lot of Musper Spines that I've been collecting. Once again, I'm not going to convert these. You do make around 10k on each. It's not really worth my time to do. Like, maybe in the future we'll do a video of making 1,000 of them so you can see me in pain, but until then, it's not going to happen. The wyverns and their bones, they drop a ton. I was making a Armadillo video, seeing if there was anything you can do to optimize it. To be honest with you, all the guides out there are pretty solid, so I don't think I need to touch up on that. Let's take a look at the second invent. We're ending this on the Toad Flaxes, and that's another 38.4 mil. So from there, let's take a look. The blood shards are here. We've got 3 of them. Like, insane. I think we're on 1 for 1. You see down there, we've got the Tour of a Full Helm, which is going to add a big chunk. The Vital Sparks, like, get your enhancers. You get them from doing Dungeoneering. I think they're 1k each. They're definitely worth getting whenever you're doing anything in the Sophonim Slayer dungeon, whether it be Magister or the creatures themselves. So that's 96 million in that invent. Let's have an actual look at some of the things, see what is making most of that. 55 mil from the blood shards. Get your dungeoneering up, do them tasks, they are amazing. 15 mil in keys, these are 700k each, and 10 mil in spark. So this invent alone is just showing you the value of doing your enemy tasks, your soul devour, and your corrupted workers. Now let's carry on. We ended just here. The loot there is from the moss golems. I'm not expecting too much from them. It doesn't add up to too much. A lot of ashes just from rippers. And we'll get this Torva Full Helm in there. See if there's any other loot that I'm missing. While doing rippers, I did also get a Cursed Sand, which I believe is 7 millish. But let's look at this one. 73 mil in this invent. See if I've missed anything else in the bank that I haven't organised. I do think that's it though. There is a crystal shield. We'll put that in for the next loot tab that we do. But yeah, so let me quickly do some maths and we'll see how much we are in total at the moment. So from all of that loot there, we're actually at 341.8 million, which in 3 episodes is pretty good progress. But I'm also going to show you how many Ripper Demon Scrolls that we made, pouches, sorry. We made 500 in total, and this is going to be massive. That's 50 mil just in them. You're going to value these at 80k each because they cost 20,000 to make. So if we do 500 times 80,000, that puts us at 40 million. So we have made in total, which means we're at 381 mil. We've just been enjoying it really. We haven't done anything extremely profitable. We ain't been doing any Telos, Solak or AOD. I don't want to go too much into them yet. Maybe in a future series, maybe at the end of this. But I do personally prefer bosses that give you consistent money where you ain't depending on the drop. So that's what you're going to be seeing throughout these videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Honestly, I'm having a ton of fun making this and we're growing so fast. I want to thank every single one of you for subscribing, liking, leaving a comment and just watching. Like, you don't have to subscribe, that's your choice. You've all been really supportive and all of the feedback has been great. Like I said, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like it. Drop a comment. Your feedback is really what's going to help us grow and excel. So I appreciate every single bit of feedback that you guys can drop below. If there's any bosses or content that you'd like to see, any moneymakers you want me to test, let me know in the comment section down below. And most importantly, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other future content that we drop. Thanks for watching.